So you're also getting your voice out there to change the regulation and how it's going to be formed in a way.
Exactly. We have so much experience in the company, and often we can really help guide regulators in what are the best practices.
Welcome to another SiGMA podcast. With us today, we have Rhi Burns, Head of iGaming Sales at Zimpler Payment Solutions. With a career deeply rooted in B2B leadership and account management, Rhi brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the iGaming sector. Today we have the privilege of delving into the innovative strategies and unique selling points that set Zimpler apart in this highly competitive iGaming market. We'll also explore the critical role of innovation, the challenges ahead, and the exceptional team Rhi has assembled to drive Zimpler's success. Stay tuned for a fascinating conversation on the future of iGaming and the revolutionary approach of Zimpler Payment Solutions. Rhi, welcome. So, first of all, I would like to start with you telling us a little bit more about Zimpler's approach to revolutionizing the gaming market when it comes to the markets that you are in, and how your role is playing a critical point in doing this.
Yeah, I think it's super important that you take a kind of market-by-market approach. We have a team of regulatory experts. We work with a lot of consultants who help us keep on top of kind of proposals, rumors, changes coming in the market, and work closely with operators to make sure that we can build something that works for them, converts well, but also helps them combat the challenges that come with regulation. I think a really good example is what we've built in Brazil. There's an existing payment framework which works really well in the market, but we've enriched this with additional KYC data, CPF checks, which means we've managed to build something that converts much better than the standard products, while also tackling things like bonus abuse and fraud, which is going to be key once the regulation rolls out. And when it comes to the iGaming team, really the role that we play is keeping close and open dialogues with operators around what they think is going to happen, what we see coming in the regulation, and really kind of sense checking our hypothesis with the clients.
So you have a strong background when it comes to B2B leadership. I want to know more about the key strategies that you are implementing at Zimpler to foster the successful partnerships and relationships within the iGaming industry.
Yeah, for me, it's all about relationships, and probably I will say that word 100 times today. Every sales team that I've ever built has focused on real win-win relationships with clients. I come from affiliation in the past, and that can also be a difficult relationship to build. Affiliates are expensive. They don't want to make promises, but it was always about transparency and really delivering on promises. And that is the same here in payments. We're here to offer more options to the operators, help them drive down price, increase innovation, and build more long-term partnerships with them. It's not about winning at any cost for me and my team. It's about how can we make this work and still be working together in 3 years, 5 years. And sometimes that means making concessions now to ensure a really long-term partnership. And that's the kind of the red thread through everything that I do with my team.
What would you say are the unique selling points that are setting Zimpler apart in this highly competitive market of iGaming?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the relationship side. Yeah. I think in payments especially, that's something we hear a lot, is that clients aren't happy with the relationships that they have. Focusing also on not just being great people, but having a great product. So we really focus on flexibility, and that can cover being flexible on price, being flexible on the type of agreements and how we work together, how we're presented. A lot of suppliers of all kinds, they have their own brand that they really want to push, whereas we're more interested in having a product that the operator wants to push and that works. It's not about pushing the Zimpler brand, so we can be very flexible in the ways that we work together, and then trying to innovate on the product and make sure we have something kind of special in each market.
So this is something that benefits both the company and the client that you're working
Definitely.
with, I'm assuming, yeah. Right? Good. Now, in your experience, when it comes to the sales and account management, what are some insights and strategies that Zimpler employs to drive these revenues and to build sustainable long-term relationships that you've mentioned before when it comes to this market?
Yeah, and I think it all comes again back to really focusing on the long term. So it's not let's bring in as much revenue as we can today. It's how can we make this long-term and sustainable. So that does mean a lot of focus on regulated markets. It means being really in tune with the operators and their plans. We can offer them the products that we have today, but where are they going to be in 3 years, 5 years? What markets are they going to focus on? And making sure that we're really ahead and with them on that journey. There are many kind of markets and products we would love to build, but if there is no interest, then it doesn't make you relevant to the operators. So really having that tight dialogue, not just about today, but where are they going? What are their plans? And also expanding the discussion outside of just payments. Payments is one service that we offer, but payments is so tied up with the whole user experience. How do they register at the casino? How is the AML? Can we look at responsible gambling? So really
you facilitate this whole process.
Exactly. It's tied into every part of the operator's business. So how can we work together more closely in other areas where traditionally payments haven't really touched?
What are some challenges that you find that are prominent when it comes to these areas that you're targeting?
I mean, definitely regulation. Regulation is tough. I'm super pro-regulation. I think every market should have their own regulation in place, but it's difficult. It's often built by governments or teams that aren't necessarily super experienced in iGaming. They might look at a market and kind of copy-paste without really researching how it impacts not only the operators but the users. So that can be very challenging. So we really work closely with regulators, we work closely with the operators, and really also try to make sure that we get our voice heard. When it comes to Brazil, we will be inputting our own kind of feedback also on the regulation to hopefully, alongside other stakeholders, help shape a regulation that works for everyone and that fosters a market where players want to use the regulated operators and it doesn't drive them to kind of the grey market.
So you're also getting your voice out there to change the regulation and how it's going to be formed in a way.
Exactly. We have so much experience in the company and often we can really help guide regulators in what are the best practices.
In your role as the head of iGaming, what kind of, how does innovation play to Zimpler's approach in serving the needs of iGaming operators and as well as the customers? What kind of innovation are you inputting and looking at?
Yeah, I think for me, there's a super fine line between really focusing on what works, but also making sure that we are trying new things, getting some fresh ideas and making sure that we don't kind of become stagnant. So working on that with a product team who want to just run and launch so many new things, but also make sure that we don't kind of dilute the focus and stop focusing on things that work. So what we really try to have is a very fast feedback loop. We're not afraid to try and fail fast. And if something doesn't work, it's okay, let's move on. Rather than kind of, we've invested in this, we have to make it work, the sunk cost fallacy. We really see if something's not working, move on, try something new. So not being afraid to try, fail, don't remove focus from what is working, but don't be afraid to try something new and move on if it doesn't end up panning out.
Tell us more about the team you've assembled and how their expertise is helping shape the future of Zimpler.
I have the best team. I really love the guys. They're far more important than me in this journey. What I really believe is that it's about attitude rather than experience. And the team are each super different. And I think none of them are kind of traditional salespeople. They all bring something a little bit unique. I have some of the best salespeople I have, they don't come from payments. They come from affiliation or maybe platform or marketing, and they have just very strong networks and trust within the industry. Then I have some salespeople that come from no sales background at all. For example, one of my team, he comes from the operator side in payments. So the sales bit is kind of new to him, but he really understands the details of payments and what the operators want. And then I have a lot of fresh blood who have no experience in iGaming or payments or sales, but they're so hungry to kind of go out there.
So we can train them from the scratch.
Exactly. So each of them brings something unique to the team, and we all get better from learning from each other. So yeah, everyone is super different experience, and we really are a team. I think often in sales, it's about you and your quota and what you can win. But often we will double up or triple up on sales on different accounts because we each bring like a different viewpoint, and that really works well.
To close off, Rhi, I want to see what your vision is for Zimpler in the future. What are the plans ahead? What are you looking into?
I mean, a year ago, I would have said world domination, but now we see that having this too wide focus, it means that you never get anything quite finished. So what I would really love to see is that we really make a mark in LATAM. We will continue to grow in Europe, have LATAM as the second focus. Also, as regulation is expanding now in Brazil, also Chile is starting to regulate, I think that will be a key focus for us. So being a top 3 provider across Europe and LATAM, and then starting to look at the third continent where we're going to take next. But I think it's important to do fewer things, but do them well.
Do you have an idea what this next continent will be?
I do, but I think I will be in trouble. Exactly. We have to see where the demand is. But yeah, somewhere new and exciting, definitely.
Thank you so much, Rhi, for joining us today. Thank you for this insightful discussion. And thank you all for joining us together with Rhi Burns, who's the head of iGaming sales at Zimpler Payment Solutions. It's clear that Zimpler's approach to revolutionizing the iGaming sector in regulated markets is nothing short of remarkable, and Rhi's leadership is pivotal in this journey. We've learned about the strategies that foster successful partnerships, the unique selling points that benefit both the company and its customers, and the role of innovation in meeting the needs of iGaming operators with their customers. With a dedicated and expert team by her side, Rhi's vision for Zimpler is one that promises to shape the future of iGaming. Thank you, Rhi, for sharing this expertise with us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.